Dr. Zelthar's three eye stalks swiveled independently as he reviewed the human medical file for the seventh time that cycle. The Galactic Medical Council chamber hummed with the confused chatter of 200 species, each more bewildered than the last. "This cannot be accurate," chirped Ambassador Vreen, her crystalline form refracting the overhead lights into anxious patterns. "No species could survive with such contradictions." Zelthar clicked his mandibles in agreement. He had served as the Council's chief xenobiologist for 40 standard years, documenting the physiology of over 3,000 sentient species. Nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared him for humanity. "Let us review the facts," he announced, his voice amplified across the chamber. "Humans are classified as persistence hunters. Their primary evolutionary advantage is stamina." He paused, letting that sink in. "Every other apex predator in the known galaxy relies on speed, venom, or overwhelming strength. Humans simply refuse to stop moving." A Krillian delegate raised 6 of her appendages. "Surely that's an exaggeration?" "I wish it were." Zelthar projected a holographic recording. "This footage shows a human named Dean Karnazes who ran 350 kilometers without stopping. For perspective, that would kill 87% of known species from sheer cardiovascular collapse." The chamber erupted in disbelief. "Furthermore," Zelthar continued, "humans can survive in temperature ranges that would be classified as different climate zones. They inhabit frozen tundras at -40 degrees and scorching deserts at 50 degrees Celsius. The same individual can acclimate to both within weeks." "Impossible," declared High Scholar Morvix, his gas form swirling indignantly. "Thermal regulation requires specialized biology. No generalist species could—" "And yet," Zelthar interrupted, displaying another file, "here we have humans living at sea level and at altitudes of 5,000 meters. Their bodies simply produce more oxygen-carrying cells. Within days, it's as if they're running adaptive evolution software in real time." Ambassador Vreen's light patterns flickered nervously. "What about their healing capabilities?" Zelthar's eye stalks drooped, his species equivalent of a tired sigh. "Don't get me started. Their bones break and then heal stronger than before. They call it Wolf's Law. Humans literally traumatize their skeletons into becoming more resilient." "That's barbaric," someone shouted from the back. "That's not even the strangest part," Zelthar said, pulling up another display. "Human skin constantly dies and regenerates. Their largest organ is essentially in a perpetual state of controlled destruction and renewal. They shed approximately 1.5 pounds of dead skin per year." A wave of revulsion swept through the chamber. The Zelthian delegate actually fainted, his crystalline body making a concerning tinkling sound as it hit the floor. "There's more," Zelthar said, almost apologetically. "Humans possess something called hysterical strength. In moments of extreme stress, they can temporarily ignore their muscular limiters and perform feats of strength that should tear their bodies apart. We have documented cases of humans lifting ground vehicles to save others. Muscular limiters exist for a reason," protested a Vaxian doctor. "Without them, a species would destroy itself." "Yes," Zelthar agreed quietly. "Most species would. Humans simply heal the damage and move on." High Scholar Morvix reformed his gaseous body into an agitated spiral. "Surely their immune systems are conventional at least." Zelthar's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. "Their immune systems have a memory. They can encounter a pathogen, nearly die from it, and then become permanently immune. They've weaponized this through something called vaccination, deliberately infecting themselves with weakened diseases to train their bodies. They intentionally make themselves sick." "Strategically sick," Zelthar corrected. "And it gets worse. Human stomach acid has a pH of 1.5 to 3.5. For reference, that's strong enough to dissolve metal. They use it to digest their food." Ambassador Vreen's lights turned a sickly shade of yellow. "How is their internal tissue not damaged?" "Their stomachs produce a specialized mucus layer that regenerates every few days. Constantly. Forever." Zelthar paused for effect. "And if that fails, the tissue simply regenerates." A junior scientist from Proxima Centauri tentatively raised a tentacle. "Dr. Zelthar, what about human neurology? Surely their brains are less problematic?" Zelthar's eye stalks drooped even further. "Human brains operate on only 20 watts of power, less than most of our portable datapads. Yet they're capable of abstract thought, creativity, and what humans call spite." They'll survive impossible situations purely because they're angry about being told they can't. Spite is not a survival mechanism, Morvix thundered. Try telling that to the human who climbed Mount Everest despite having no legs, Zelthar replied. Or the one who survived 27 days in open space with minimal equipment. Or the countless others who've looked at certain death and decided not today. The chamber fell silent. Finally, Ambassador Vreen spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Zelthar, are humans dangerous? Zelthar considered the question carefully. Dangerous? No, not inherently. But they are persistent, adaptable, and fundamentally refuse to accept limitations. He closed the holographic displays. They've turned their biological chaos into an advantage. Where we see flaws, they see challenges. Where we see impossibility, they see Tuesday. What do? Asked the Krillian delegate. We welcome them to the galactic community, Zelthar said firmly. Because if there's one thing more terrifying than human biology, it's making an enemy of a species that views extinction as a personal insult. High Scholar Morvix reformed into a contemplative shape. Perhaps their defiance of biological norms is precisely what the galaxy needs. Zelthar's mandibles clicked in agreement. Indeed. After all, humans have a saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. For every other species, that's a metaphor. For humans? His eye stalk swiveled to focus on the holographic image of Earth rotating peacefully in space. For humans, it's just biology. The Galactic Medical Council adjourned that day with a new understanding. Humanity hadn't conquered their universe through superior technology or overwhelming force. They'd done it by being too stubborn to die, and too adaptable to fail, and somewhere on Earth, a human was probably running an ultramarathon through a desert, eating something that would kill most species, and planning their next impossible achievement, completely unaware that they'd just broken every rule of biology the galaxy had ever known. Because that's just what humans do.